On to you, Leos. So you Leos have the King of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. The light ain't on behind me. It's too hot. You know, it's too warm now. So, okay, so for you Leos, this is a situation for you where a lot of you Leos, very much so, you're good. Because a lot of you Leos, right, the King of Swords, you're a lot more clever than what some people give you credit for. And you've been making a lot of very good decisions in general, but as of late, you Leos have put yourself in a position where you can afford to date, hang out with other people, get to know other people. That is a luxury that obviously not everybody can afford. Not everybody can afford to date, take somebody else out if you want to, right? And your life is a lot more clean because a lot of you Leos, you know, sometimes your life can get real crazy because you Leos had to clear out all the dysfunctional people that was making your life a lot less clean. They were making your life a lot more cluttered. So, like I was saying, the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, and then not only that too, but the games, right? The needing to show you how much they don't like you type stuff and all of that, right? And all of that type of nonsense, right? All of that type of, you know, dysfunction and all of that other type of mental illness and all of that. Because it's a mental illness. I'm not diagnosing it. I'm not here to diagnose it. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. And I hope YouTube don't hit me for that, because I'm not diagnosing it at all. I'm just saying that it's abnormal behavior, right? It's abnormal behavior, because that's what I mean. And I'm gonna start saying it. I'm gonna start saying it like that. It's abnormal behavior because it's abnormal because like the stuff that they be doing makes no sense, right? Like they, you know what I'm saying? Like some of the things that delusional people will do, they will completely go against their own actions and words directly. So now it's like they are putting two dialectically and dialectically, right? Meaning what it is that they say and what it is that they do, two opposing things, trying to put two exactly opposing things into the same body. And what I mean by that is this is the delusion of grandeur, right? The mentality of like they can have it all, including what doesn't even make any sense and what's warped, because to them they don't rock with you from their actions. But these would be people who will tell you with a bold face that they love you, who that they like you. Who, it's like, what part of the game is that? And again, with all of this agenda, they think that they're gaining something out of it. Like, what are they gaining? All of these people so gung-ho and tight on this agenda, what are they gaining out of it? We could show and prove that they're gaining something out of it, but they're not even gaining what they think that they're gaining out of it. Show and prove. Madness. Slow down. That may be too much for them. The Magician and the Chariot. What they are gaining out of it, Leo, is they're becoming more and more mad. They're descending into madness, because that's how madness works. You don't even realize that you're descending into it, right? You think that you're becoming more and more awakened, but you're becoming more and more mad or delusional as time go on. And we know we can check the temperature on if that's true based upon the outward reality and the inward reality. If those two things match, where they reflect each other, then it means that it's not a delusion. But if the outward reality speaks to much differently to the narrative that the person is trying to conflate or distort or warp, then it goes to show that it is a delusion. It is a delusion, because some of these people be thinking that they have so many options and they're better than you Leos. And it's like, let me keep it a buck with you. And I want you Leos to really listen to what it is I'm saying to y'all, so that y'all can pick up what it is that I'm putting down, right? Y'all can understand the message that I'm really saying to y'all, right? People who have abnormal behavior like that, right? Delusional behavior, they don't have as many options as they try to make it seem like. Because whatever options they have, right? And this is what I want you Leos to understand. Whatever options they have, they do everything that they possibly can. A person who's delusional, they do everything that they can to squander or waste the opportunity or ruin the opportunity to be with somebody. So every time they'll find some way to do it. So like with you, they may front and act like they not into you, right? Or they'll give you mixed signals. With another person, at first they'll tell the person that they like them, right? This is what you see so many people doing. And then later on down the line, it was a huge setup. And then it's like, well, dang, like the mere fact that the person could really sit through acting like that and going through all of this acting, like, you understand what I'm saying? Like they willing to give their body over to somebody for some sort of material gain, right? That's madness on itself. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so I'm saying all that to say, with the Knight of Wands, right? And the Ten of Swords, you Leos shouldn't be surprised at how, because you Leos got out and you live in your best life, you're not tainted. Because in this world, you have to learn how to be not tainted. Because it's too easy to corrupt you, or just anyone, right? But Leo represents the soul that you have to learn how to keep gatekeeped. You have to keep, you have to protect. I'm really looking for like a word to like give y'all, you know what I mean? And I be at loss for words, because it's like stuff that I really want to say, I can't say it all on YouTube. So, people who came through and get readings from me, right? They understand what it is that I'm talking about. So the thing is that the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Swords represents, but it's a good thing that you Leos can actually walk away from this, because this whole reading is about you Leos being immune, immune to the dysfunction of others and choosing to stay out of it. And because you Leos have chosen to stay out of the dysfunction, it's part of the reason. It's a big reason why it is that you Leos are not dysfunctional and y'all are in a better position than where you were, right? Because doing better is a choice. Just like doing worse is a choice. So, doing better is a choice. It is. It's a choice. The reason why it is, and I'm saying that in the first place, right, is because like you Leos chose to stay away from the nonsense, and because you chose to stay away from it, right, You decided that, if you're going to be in love with somebody, you're going to tell them what it is instead of getting into the delusion of it. Right? Um, a lot of people don't see eye to eye with you Leos because they try to get into it. They trying to get into the trendiness of it all. And it's not going to work. It just, like I said before, it just descends people into madness even deeper. And I just see a lot of you Leos is like, nah, because the whole mixed signals, game plan stuff, like, but I said this before. I've said this around a year ago about how, if you don't believe me, go back in the archives. I said this around a year ago when I was talking about how people who play games, they end up getting caught up with their own games eventually, because they play so many games to the point where the person that came to them directly, like how you Leos came to the person directly, right, that you liked, and they decided to tell you no, right, and they acted like you were like the gum up underneath their shoe and all that crap. People who play games like that, they always end up getting caught up in their own games, because what they do is they go around the world in 80 days. And what I mean when I say around the world, I mean they do everything else other than go directly to the source of what happened. So if they know that they like you, they could have just had an opportunity right then and there to just be like, yeah, and be with you, right? Like, it didn't have to be this delusional, they got to play these games to come back around. Because what happened, and I've talked about this too, anybody who don't believe me can go back in the archives and check, right? Watch my other Leo videos prior to this and check for yourself. I talked about this, about how the reason why people do that is because they say, okay, right, you Leos like them, right? They go, okay, now instead of telling you Leos that they like you too, they so stupid, right? They're so doomed because they so warped. They have this mentality of now they gotta go find somebody else or lie like they got somebody else. So even though they like you Leos, they gotta create the lie of, oh, well, they got somebody, knowing good and well that they don't, fronting to act like they in a whole relationship with somebody. Meanwhile, the person that they with is completely fictional. And it's sad. It's truly sad. Like, fronting like you have somebody is worse. That is sad. Fronting like you have somebody is sad, because all a person needs to do is just say, hey, I don't have somebody, but the answer is still no. But for them to front like they have somebody is sad. So not only is it that they front like they have somebody, right, and it's a complete lie. Sometimes they will lie at first, sometimes, right, then go find somebody, but the person is obviously not on even par with you Leos. They're not even in the same league, because you're so much better compared to them. It's not even funny. I'm talking about quality wise. And then they will be in a relationship with these people for like years and end up being factually, objectively in a committed relationship with these people, and end up giving these people like a family, like a child and all of that. And then now want to come by and complain about how this person doesn't do anything for a person that they went all around the world and for 80 days for, that they didn't even originally liked. Now they originally liked you Leos, but their delusional, abnormal thought process mind, what was their thought? Their thought was they like you, but their thought was is they gotta go around the world, so they can't just be with you straight up. They gotta find somebody who they're not even compatible with, just so that they could get along with, just so that they could play like they getting along with them, and then give them a whole child with that. Then now complain about how the two of them don't get along, and then so they're starting behind the eight ball because they're broken, because don't make no mistake about it, they go into debt hanging out with these bums, with these shiftless individuals. They go into debt with these people because these people don't have anything going for them, so they go into debt. And then on top of that, not only are they going into debt, they start behind the eight ball because they got a child with these bums, these shiftless individuals. So they come back to you, Leos, now with even less value, because now they have a child. They spent all these years when they could have actually been with you, and the two of you, that child would have been yours. Y'all would have had a good family, a good tight-knit nuclear family. All that other, no pun intended. You know what I'm saying? Right? All that good stuff. It's so stupid, these games. Who is playing these games but abnormal? Anyway, so let's clarify the King of Cups. I had to teach you Leos about this. The Judgment, the Hanged Man, the Four of Pentacles, the Lovers, King of Pentacles. So these 5 cards right here to clarify the King of Cups. The Judgment and the Hanged Man represents how a lot of you Leos, it speaks to how, like I said, other people want you after the damage that they've done, and that they think that you're going to choose them when you're not. The Four of Pentacles and the Lovers, because they ruined their value. So now you Leos have other people's attention. But now those exes, they want your attention now, because they haven't completely left your life. Sucks for them.